So we are now ready to introduce the concept of dot products. So let's start with R2. So if U is the vector U1, U2 and V is the vector V1, V2, then the dot product of U and V is written as this. Ang basa natin dyan ay U dot V. And it is defined as follows. U dot V is equal to U1, V1 plus U2, V2. So, anong ginagawa natin? Minumultiply natin yung mga components. So, U1, V1, and then U2, V2, and then ina-add natin. So, ganun din actually. Okay, siya ko lang kung nagre-record yung OBS Studio ko. So, ganun din for R3. So, if U is equal to U1, U2, U3, V is the vector V1, V2, V3, then the dot product is defined as, so meron tayong U dot V is equal to U1, V1 plus U2, V2 plus U3, V3. Now, if you notice, itong mga components ng mga vectors, U1, U2, U3, V1, V2, V3, mga scalar sila. Kapag minultiply natin yung scalar at inadd natin, scalar din yung mapoproduce. So, ito, scalar to. Ito rin, scalar din. So, unlike the previous operations na na-discuss natin, yung addition, subtraction, and scalar multiplication, dot product does not produce a vector. It produces a scalar. In other words, it will produce a real number. Okay. So let's look at some examples. Okay, so let's solve the dot product of the vector 2, 4. So 2, 4 dot 3, negative 1. Again, i-multiply lang natin yung mga respective components and then i-add natin. So 2 times 3, that's 6. Plus 4 times negative 1. That's negative 4. And the result is just 2. Try natin na 3 yung components. So negative 1, 7, 4, dot 6, 2, negative 1 half. Okay, so that's equal to negative 1 times 6, so that's negative 6. And then 7 times 2, that's 14, so plus 14. And 4 times negative 1 half, that's negative 2. So meron tayong negative 6 plus 14 minus 2. And that's equal to 6. Kung naka-unit vector notation naman tayo, for example, I plus 2j minus 3k dot, let's say, 2j minus k. Wala tayong I component dito. Okay? So, wag nyong i-distribute ito. Okay? You think of this, itong I plus 2j minus 3k as the vector with components 1, 2, and negative 3. And then ito namang 2j minus k, you think of that as the vector with component 0, 2, negative 1. Yan. Anyway, kapag nasanay na kayo sa pag-compute ng dot products, may imagine nyo agad yung mga components. Okay? So, coefficient, we're just multiplying the coefficients of I, j, and k respectively, and then we're adding them. So, yung coefficient ng I dito ay 1, dito naman 0. So, 0 plus coefficient ng j is 2, and then 2 rin dito, so 4. And then coefficient ng k is negative 3, and then times negative 1, that's positive 3. So, therefore, the result is 7. tingnan natin yung ilang properties ng dot products. But actually, pwede nyong ma-prove ito from the definition. Try to prove maybe 2 or 3 of these. Okay. So let u, v, and w be vectors and k be a scalar. Be a scalar. Ayusin natin yung grammar natin. Then, u dot v is equal to v dot u. Okay. Ibig sabihin, the dot product is commutative. And then we have u dot quantity v plus w, and that's equal to u dot v plus u dot w. Ano ibig sabihin nito? Pwede nating i-distribute ang u dun sa v plus w. So the dot product distributes over vector addition. So distributive over addition. Ito naman, meron tayong k times the dot product of uv, and that's equal to k times u dot v, and it's also equal to u dot kv. So kung meron kayong dot product and gusto nyong i-multiply ang isang constant or scalar dun sa dot product na yun, pwede nyo munang i-multiply yung scalar na yun sa isang vector, either u or v, bago nyo i-compute yung dot product. So next naman, we have v dot v is equal to magnitude of v squared. Okay. Prove natin. Okay. So let v be the vector with components v1, v2. Okay. This is a vector in R2. And try to prove this with a vector in R3. The argument will be the same. So v dot v will be v1 squared plus v2 squared. Pero ano yung magnitude ng v? The magnitude of v is equal to the square root of v1 squared plus v2 squared. So itong magnitude, kapag in-square ko siya, mawawala yung square root, magiging na siyang v1 squared plus v2 squared. So indeed, v dot v is equal to the square of the magnitude. Okay. And then the zero vector, the dot product of the zero vector with v is the scalar 0. Okay. If you notice, magkaiba yung pagkaka-print natin dito sa zero vector tsaka dito sa scalar na 0. Okay. You can prove this. Prove natin. Anyway, medyo obvious na rin siya. The zero vector is just a vector with component 0 times, suppose v has components v1 and v2. So 0 times v1 is 0 plus 0 times v2 is 0. So we get the 0 scalar. Okay. So try not to memorize all these formulas. Instead, familiarize yourself with what these formulas are saying. For example, yung first equation, it's telling us that the dot product is commutative. Okay. So in your brain, don't memorize u dot v is equal to v dot u. What you need to put in your brain, so to speak, is that the dot product is commutative. Dito rin sa pang-apat, don't memorize this as v dot v is equal to magnitude of v squared. So what you need to remember is that the dot product of a vector with itself is equal to the square of its magnitude. Okay. That's really the better way of memorizing theorems, formulas, and whatnot. Okay. You need to translate them into something conceptual, okay, beyond what the formulas are actually just saying on their own. Okay, so another theorem. So if u and v are non-zero vectors and theta is the angle between them, okay, how can we have an angle between vectors? Halimbawa, ito yung v. And ito yung u rather. Tapos ito yung v. Ito yung location nila in space. Okay. Now, hindi naman kasi unique yung representation ng mga vectors. As long as we preserve the magnitude and the direction, the vector will be the same. So, pwede natin silang pagdikitin. So, ito yung u. Ito yung v. Yan. And now, we have the angle between them. Call them theta. Then we have this result. The cosine of theta is equal to the dot product of u and v divided by the product of the magnitude of u and v. So again, katulad ng sinabi ko kanina, don't memorize this as the formula. Kasi if you're going to do that, ito yung mamememorize niyo. Cosine theta is equal to u dot v over magnitude u over magnitude v. But instead, you can think of this as saying, okay, the cosine of the angle between two vectors is equal to the dot product of the two vectors divided by the product of their magnitudes. Medyo mahaba, but you're translating the formula into an actual statement that can actually stick in your brain longer. So, hindi natin to iprove. You can check our textbook for the proof. Now, I want to give this very important remark, which gives us the consequence of this theorem. Okay. So, ano nga bang sinasabi sa atin ng cosine ng isang angle? So, suppose yung angle natin is between 0 and pi. Okay. So, kung ito yung real line natin, or Cartesian plane rather, dito banda yung 0, and then itong half na counterclockwise rotation, that will be pi. Okay. So, that's pi because itong buong rotation na to, one complete rotation will be 2 pi. Okay. So, what gives the theta of an angle? The cosine of theta. So, cosine of theta gives us the x-coordinate of that angle. So, halimbawa, meron tayong angle dito. Let me use a different color. Ayan. Suppose the magnitude of this vector here is 1. So, this is a unit vector. Meron siyang, and then yung terminal point nitong vector natin, merong coordinates na x, y. So, kung ito yung theta, yung cosine ng theta natin is just equal to x. Okay. So, assuming here that this vector is a unit vector. Unit vector. If this is not a unit vector, halimbawa r yung magnitude niya, then cosine theta is equal to x over r. Okay, so ano naman ngayon? Kung yung angle natin ay acute, so if theta is between 0 and pi over 2 or 90 degrees, yung cosine natin, okay, will be, what can we say about the cosine of theta? And dito, yung mga acute angles, nasa first quadrant, yung terminal sides nila. Yung mga x-coordinates dito ay positive kasi nandito tayo sa positive side ng x-axis. So, therefore, the cosine is positive. So, kung acute ang angle natin, so acute, in other words, if theta is between 0 and pi over 2, yung cosine natin positive. Kung right naman, now in the language of vectors, we will use some fancier term, orthogonal. Orthogonal. So kung yung angle natin, yung terminal side niya is orthogonal with the positive x-axis. So ito yon. So right angle siya. So theta is equal to pi over 2. Maybe let me use green para consistent yung colors natin. So theta is equal to pi over 2. Then cosine of theta is 0. Ngayon kung obtuse yung angle natin, andito na siya banda. So obtuse. Okay. So if theta is between pi over 2 and pi, so obtuse siya. Yung cosine naman natin ay, so dito yung mga angles natin, yung mga x-coordinates dito ay negative. So negative yung cosine natin. That's what we know about the sign of the cosine of an angle. Okay, so we can tell whether an angle is acute, right, or obtuse kung positive, 0, or negative yung cosine niya. Ngayon, balikan natin itong theorem natin. I'm going to transform this into this equation. U dot V is equal to magnitude of U, magnitude of V, times the cosine of theta. Again, U dot V equals the magnitude of U times the magnitude of V times cosine theta. Yung vectors natin ay non-zero, yung mga magnitude nila ay hindi rin zero. So ito positive to. Dahil positive ito, yung nagde-determine lang ng sign ng U dot V ay yung cosine of theta. So what is now our conclusion? Our conclusion is that the dot product can tell us whether the angle between two vectors is acute, right, or obtuse. So if U dot V is positive, then the angle between them, which is theta, is acute. If the dot product of two vectors is equal to 0, then theta is equal to pi over 2, and we also say that U and V are orthogonal. U and V are orthogonal. They meet at a right angle. And if U dot V is negative, then the angle between the two vectors is obtuse. So without actually sketching the graph, without actually sketching the vectors, just computing the dot product will allow us to know whether the angle between them is acute, right, or obtuse. Now, of course, itong formula na to, this gives us the cosine of the angle between them. So, if we are interested with the actual angle, kunin lang natin yung arc cosine. Okay, so let's work on an example. Okay, so find the angle between the vectors u, which is equal to the vector with components 2, 2, negative 1, and v, components are 5, negative 3, and positive 2. Okay. Compute muna natin yung mga magnitude nila. So magnitude of u is equal to 2 squared plus 2 squared plus negative 1 squared. Okay. So it's 4 plus 4 plus 1. It's 9. Square root of 9 is 3. Magnitude of v is square root of 5 squared plus negative 3 squared plus 2 squared. Ayan. So, 25 plus 9 plus 4. That's 38. So, square root of 38. Hindi perfect square yung nakuha natin. Anyway, that's okay. And then u dot v. Okay. So, sum ng mga products ng mga components. So, 2 times 5, that's 10. Plus 2 times negative 3, that's negative 6. And then negative 1 times 2, that's negative 2. So, we have 10 minus 6. 10 minus 6 minus 2. That's just 2. So, yung cosine of theta, where theta is the angle between the two vectors, is equal to, from the previous theorem, it's u dot v over magnitude u, magnitude v. Okay. And u dot v is 2. Magnitude of u is 3. Magnitude of v is square root of 38. And yeah, that's the cosine. So, to find the angle, let's get the cosine inverse of 2 over 3 times square root of 38. And ayokong isulat yung equals because irrational ito. So, I can only give an approximate. So, this is approximately 1.46 radians or 84 degrees. Yan. Your calculator will give, by default, if you get the cosine inverse of a number, it will give you the value in radians. O kapag naka-radians ang angle natin, hindi na natin nilalagay yung unit na radians. Yan. But if you want, pwede nyo i-convert sa degrees. Yan. Okay, now let's define the so-called direction angles or direction cosines. Okay. These two concepts are analogous since kung alam natin yung angle, alam natin yung cosine ng angle na yun. Kung alam natin yung cosine ng angle na yun, alam natin yung measure ng angle. So, the angles between a non-zero vector v and the vectors I, j, and k are called the direction angles of v. And the cosine of those angles are called the direction cosines. So, tingnan natin ano nangyayari sa R2. So, in other words, yung direction angles, yun yung angle na ginagawa ng V with the special unit vectors I, j, and k. So, sa R2, balikan natin yung I, j, and k. So, ito yung I. Okay. Suppose 1 yung magnitude nito. Hirap gawing straight yung line. Let me use the arrow tool here. Ayan. Ang awkward lang dito sa arrow tool is you have to draw the vector backwards. So anyway, so ito yung I. Tapos nadi-deactivate din siya agad. Okay, ito yung I. Habaan natin yung 1 unit natin. Ayan. Ito naman yung J. And then suppose ito yung vector ko. Gamit tayo ng black. Ayan, ito yung vector ko. So again, this is I. And this is J. Okay. So I will make an angle with the vector. Let's call it V. Same thing. V will make an angle with J. So ito. Then ito. So these are now the direction angles of V. Let's call this alpha. Then let's call this beta. So alpha and beta are the direction angles of V. Kung yung vector naman natin ay nasa R3, let me draw the positive portions of the axis. So x, y, and z. Let me draw the unit vectors I, j, and k. So ito yung gamit tayo ng blue para consistent yung colors natin. Yan, blue. This is I. This is J. This is K. Yeah, I'm getting the hang of using the arrow tool. This is I. This is J. This is K. Now let's draw the vector. Gamit tayo ng black. So suppose ito yung vector. Yan. Let's call it V. Yan. So itong I, it will make an angle with V. Ito yan. Let's call that alpha. Itong J naman, it will also make an angle with V. Ayan. Let's call it the beta. And then, yung B, it will also make an angle with K. Let's call that gamma. So, alpha, beta, and gamma are the direction angles of V. Yung mga cosine nila, yung cosine alpha, cosine beta, cosine gamma, yun yung direction cosines ng V. Now, in this theorem, we can actually get the direction cosines of a non-zero vector from the components. The direction cosines of a non-vector V. Wait lang ha, lobat na yung laptop ko. Let me just plug in my power cord. Ayan. Ulit, the direction cosines of a non-zero vector V, which is equal to v1i plus v2j plus v3k. Or in component form, you can write v1, v2, v3. Ayan. R cosine alpha is equal to v1 over magnitude of v. Cosine beta is v2 over magnitude of v. Cosine gamma is equal to v3 over magnitude of v. Ayan. Kung nasa R2 tayo, disregard this term k. Ayan. Ang meron lang tayo ay cosine alpha and cosine beta. Pwede natin itong i-prove actually. Pero ang ipaprove ko lang ay yung cosine alpha. And if you want, you can prove the rest. Okay. So if there are cases na I'm asking you to prove the rest of the theorem, usually kung ano yung argument na ginamit ko dun sa pinakita kong portion ng proof, yun din yung gagamitin ninyo. So cosine alpha. So balikan natin yung alpha natin. So ito yun. It's the angle made by V and the vector I. Ganun din sa R2. It's the angle between the vector and the unit vector I. Okay. And then, if you still remember our theorem, cosine theta is equal to u dot v over magnitude u, magnitude v. Okay. Okay, so we have one vector. So yung cosine ng isang angle will be the dot product of the vectors divided by the product of their magnitudes. So ito yung vector natin. What is the other vector? Okay. So if V is one vector, what is the other vector that we are dealing with? It will be I. Okay. Kasi we defined cosine alpha as the angle between V and the vector I. So recall, I has components. Susulat natin yung components ng V1, V2, V3, dot I. And yung components ng I are 1. I was gonna say the components of I 1, 0, 0. So anyway, components of I are 1, 0, and 0 divided by the magnitude of v, ayan, and then times the magnitude of I, pero unit vector lang naman to, so 1 lang yan. So we have, what is now the dot product between v and I? We have v1 times 1, that's v1, v2 times 0, 0 lang, hindi ko na isusulat, v3 times 0, 0 lang din, hindi ko na isusulat, and then magnitude of v times 1, of course, is just magnitude of v. And you can just show that the other equations hold using a similar argument. Let's have an example. Find the direction angles of the vector A with components 1, 2, and 3. So, ano yung kailangan natin? Ito yung mga direction cosines. So, to get the direction angles, we just need to get the cosine inverse of the direction cosines. Ayan. So, well, kailangan natin yung magnitude ng A. Might as well compute that in advance. So, magnitude of A is 1 squared plus 2 squared plus 3 squared. So, that's 1 plus 4 plus 9. That's square root of 14. Ayan. So, cosine alpha is equal to 1. Ito yung first component ng vector natin. Divided by its magnitude, which is square root of 14. Cosine beta is equal to the second component, which is 2 over square root of 14. And cosine gamma is equal to 3 over square root of 14. These are the cosine direction cosines. We're looking for the direction angles. So, kunin natin yung cosine inverse nila. So, alpha is equal to cosine inverse of 1 over square root of 14. And then beta is cosine inverse 2 over square root of 14. And gamma is cosine inverse 3 over square root of 14. Hindi special angles ang mga to, so kailangan natin ng calculator. Using the magic of calculators, you can answer radians, you can answer in degrees. Now, okay lang yun. Both are acceptable, but for the fans of degrees, let me use degrees. So 74 degrees, 58 degrees, and 37 degrees. May mga decimal digits ito, kaya ni-round off ko lang to the nearest whole degree. Kaya approximate lang itong nilagay ko. Anyway, that's all about the dot products of vectors. So in the next video, we will discuss another kind of product, which is the cross product.